Hey, everybody, this is Dr. J, Kamal, Spike, Professor Omar, and Abdel, streaming live from Long Island, New York, where the weather is hot,
Yeah,
summer. Feels like summer. That's
hot but a
because,
little breezy. I could see out my window.
that's because it is summer. So, right after this show, I've got a game to go to, the baseball game. Not,
Nice.
not the Mets, it's the Little League game for the championship.
Oh, nice.
It's the
My grandson's
your
in,
grandson.
yeah, playing Little League. So I made a lot of money today on SMCI. I didn't even know why. I don't even know why that it was up
It's
like
just
that.
it's just riding along with all the other newsmakers. No real reason.
And also, it was another. I had another big winner today. Oh yeah, AVGO went up.
Oh, it's right. Broadcom.
Yeah, it's a gap, a
It's
big
all the
gap.
rage.
And Kamal was in and out of Pan W, but from 293. What did you sell it at today?
320.
That's a very nice pop. That's
Nice.
that's the best you've ever done on it. That's because you were away and couldn't look at it every day.
Yeah, right.
That's the way to do it. Buy it and forget about it for a little while.
Yep.
293 to 320. That's
That's a
very
nice
nice.
move.
And Kamal, he don't kid around when he goes all in, right, Kamal?
That's correct.
All right. So we're all making money. We're all having a good time. That's the main thing.
Yes, that is the main thing.
I'm agreeing with Professor Omar on the correction. I think it's gonna happen soon.
Well, I called for this correction when it was at 500. I said not until 545. Then you could start taking some off the table. That's what I said. Way
Where's,
back.
where's it now?
You can check the old shows if you don't believe me. You believe me because you probably remember my saying 545, 545.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
nobody's doubting you.
Nobody's contesting that.
Exactly.
The only contest is going straight up to 600.
Well,
Okay, that's the thing.
I think there's another strong resistance point at the 1.618 level. That would be for 560. So if it breaks 545, I don't think it's going to get past 560 without a serious correction, a 10% correction. So I do think there is a chance it goes to 560, but not directly to 600. I see at least an 8 to 10% correction along the way.
Okay.
Although,
So you are joining me there. That's good.
although it is possible, Professor Omar, that we only get a 3 to 5% correction and then go up.
Everything is possible, of course.
Well, right. The last correction only gave us half of the. Was it half of the 20% we were expecting?
Last correction was right. Gave us 6%. That's all.
So you have to 10%. Right. You're right.
Gave us 6%.
So we'll see what happens again.
I was hoping we'd get that 10% over with that during that correction.
Just to get out the bad blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we want to look at SPY more carefully. We want to look at Bitcoin, which here's my scenario that I painted. I said we're going to 600 if and only if. This is an if and only if.
There we go. Qualified.
Now you're joining my F.
Yeah,
No.
Now you think if makes sense.
I said this all along, if and only if. Well, maybe not if and only if, but certainly if.
Yeah.
Maybe not the only if.
Not
But
the only.
if TLT continues on up, the rate's going down,
Right.
and Bitcoin breaks through 73,000, I see those two as being sufficient condition for SPY to go to 600. Not necessary condition, but sufficient. So it's an if, but not an only if.
Gotcha.
Now, Abdel, you like the mathematics and we're talking here? Abdel got off.
I It's been a while. It's refreshing to hear if and only if. And the sufficiency condition is another refreshing way. I still think if you put 90% of your money into SP 500, you can never go wrong regardless how you do it.
I like to think that with a little bit of common sense, you can beat that S&P 500. Even if you only play S&P stocks. In other words, pick those winners that do better than the average. I think that's exactly what I've done for the last 2 years. I've beaten the S&P.
Yeah, but and that's good. I mean, because not that many people have been able to beat SP 500.
No.
Most of even all those funds and hedge funds, most of them rarely when they beat SP 500. I think it's quite interesting.
Because they're too diversified. If you stay within the S&P 500, you got a better chance of beating the average.
That's the thing. When people claim to be active investors, not passive investors,
It's a very simple
they have to
formula.
show action, and then the action they show is not necessarily.
If that stops working for you, I get out and move into one that is working for me.
Yeah. I was hoping for the marijuana to finally do something, but still, I mean, it got quite slacky, and it got, it didn't go nowhere. Remember
The key to Abdel, the key to making money in the market is not necessarily what stocks you pick, but how you manage your money. Money.
okay. So now, if you want to catch the next bubble and make money out of it, what that would be for the next 2-3 years or 4 years?
Well, the AI is going to be with us for a while.
If you're looking for a bubble, look no further than AI.
I'm not sure that it's bubbly yet. I think it's just a baby bubble right now.
Really?
Yeah.
If this is a baby bubble, I don't want to meet his mother.
Yeah. This is only in the 3rd month of pregnancy.
Yeah. So what stocks would that be? AI, is that Microsoft now? Nvidia? Who else? Who are the small players in AI that you think
There's
can
a
get bubbly soon enough?
whole list that we've been discussing on the show, like SOUN, secondary players that could benefit.
SOUN?
SOUN, Soundhound.
SOUN is one of about 24 stocks that we've mentioned over the last few months.
And SOUN is still giving a ride, up and down, up and down.
Professor Omar, how would you like to chart the S&P for us?
Yeah. You want me to share my screen?
I'm looking forward for Professor Omar's bad news on the
Yeah,
slide.
you've been dying to get home just for that.
Really?
Yeah, no, actually, Soundhound is pretty stable, so it might be poised to strike. Might be a good place to get in.
The sound you see in the chart. I think that's the.
Yeah, the chart looks like it's poised to spring. Oh, while you're looking, let me see the CPO chart. There you go. Yours is on now.
I have a very tiny position in this. I'm going to close the door.
That's not a bad chart at all.
Yeah. Oh, you got the chart up. I see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it might be worth putting a couple shekels in to play it.
That's the Soundhound.
Yeah.
Okay.
AI is another one that made a big move in artificial intelligence related.
AI itself.
AI.
That stock is just almost going nowhere, right?
I think it broke 30 on its way to going nowhere.
Yeah, you see it here. It's. But if you look, I mean, when you compare it to other stocks, it's just it's a deception, I would say.
Palantir is another one that people talk about. PLTR.
PLTR, yeah, PLTR. You have PLTR is not bad at all.
Don't own this one. I don't own AI. The only I got rid of Unity a
Mhm.
while ago.
Oh man,
Yeah, but I think I made some pretty good
Oh
maneuvers
my goodness.
few weeks, few months with my portfolio. I got rid of some bad losers and got into some good stuff like avgo, ASML.
Mhm. What do you want to chart, Jerry?
What's that?
What do you want to chart?
Chart SPY.
Okay.
And then
That's
MicroStrategy.
SPY or SPX?
SP, whatever you want.
Let's go to SPX because that's more.
daily choice today, Professor Omar.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can see here. It's these are my projections here. So if you look at that red arrow there, I think that's where we're gonna go the next 2 days probably. So right here, right, and then from there, I think we're gonna go all the way down here.
To
That's what I think.
to
Yeah,
what number is that? 5,000.
that's around 5,000. Yeah, it's going to coincide with 200 moving average and
10%.
the trend line, of course, down, and then many other resistances. I'm
Well,
not going to go through that.
I kind
I'm
of
sorry.
I was thinking that it's going to go 10% straight down from 545, which would put it at about below 5,000.
But yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but then again, I'm thinking to myself, June is not really the ideal month for this to happen. I think maybe more likely August or September to get that correction. So, in terms of timing, it feels off to me. That's
Well, many corrections actually happened starting June. June actually is the month. I mean, mid June and beyond. Usually is the month where you see this kind of corrections up to mid August. If you
uh,
look back, 2007, for instance, that happened in 2099. I think that happened. Well, many.
well, 10% is possible here. It's we're overdue, but I just felt in my mind August, September. That's what my mind is telling me.
Mhm.
That's what I envision. So I think it's possible we get a little 3 to 5% correction here, and then go up to 560 SPY or 5,600 S&P.
Absolutely, it's not impossible. I mean, if you see here, you see what I'm drawing here, the little wedge, the ascending wedge here. This thing here could continue like this all the way until it's out of room. So it's going to be around what you're saying, so around August, September, and then you fall um, through that wedge down.
And it's possible by August, September, we might be at 6,000 SPX. 560 SPY or 5,600 is
Five,
one stopping point.
yeah.
That coincides with the 1.618 Fibonacci extension. But somehow I think it could go higher than that. In other words, I think we can get 3 to 5% corrections along the way, but go straight to 6,000 before the biggie.
Mm.
The biggie, I'm looking at 40%. I don't know what you're looking at.
40% upside,
Downside.
downside. Yeah, of course, same thing. But usually you expect like something between, I said, 8 to 10% correction. Then you're gonna get a rally about like 14%, 14 to 20%. Then you go down
Yeah,
the 40% down.
something like that. But I'm
Mm.
thinking along the way to 6,000, we may not see that 10%. We may only see 3 to 5.
That's where we differ. I think we're gonna see 8 to 10% before the 6,000.
It's possible, but it's also possible we don't. So, I'm not selling at this point.
Uh,
Just I'm watching it very carefully. If things start to look messy, I'll probably trim. But for now, I'm strong, pretty long, as long as I've been in a long time.
yeah.
So,
I'm along, but the thing I'm long short term. Yeah. I'm along the futures, S&P futures. So right now I'm long. I think tomorrow or Monday I will go short.
uh-huh.
I expect at least we're gonna get like 40 points, 50 points up, around 54.70, 54.90 in that area, and then we're gonna go down from there. Then I'm gonna buy puts, so 5-10 puts.
Okay.
That's what 5-10 puts will be around like 150, something like that. Yeah.
Well, I won't be wrong if we get a retreat now because I've been off my 545 number, but I'm thinking could very easily go to 560. SPY. That again coincides with the 1.618 extension to the decimal point almost.
The
So
extension, which extension are you talking about?
extension, if you look at the difference between the low of October 22 and the high that we
October 22 or 23?
the
Hello,
low,
JD.
the low of October 22 was 348, I think.
That I go to weekly then. All right. That's
The high was 4,800.
yeah.
That was 132 points, or 66 points for 50% extension.
This is what you're talking about. You see my chart.
That's how I got my 545 number. You add that to the 480.
Looking for extension. Let's see.
The 50% extension to 480 with 65 points gives you 545.
Hold on, you're talking about the whole this.
The whole drop from 480
Yeah,
to
the whole. Okay, fine. This is the one, and then we're gonna get around here, right? So
from 480 to 348, I think it was.
I see you're looking at the 160. So it's 5600. Yeah,
Yeah.
the blue line.
The 1.618 is
It's not.
exactly 560.
It's not impossible. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's. I mean, even the wedge I'm drawing here, it's just the top of it. It's almost like when it gets there is no room to go,
Right.
except falling down. So, yeah, something like that would fall really, really hard. If we get to that point, you're gonna expect something to really drop, like a rock.
My feeling is three scenarios are possible. One, we go down either 3 to 5% from here, or 8 to 10% from here, or we go through to 545 all the way to 560, and then the option of going down again. So I'm looking at a few possible play areas of how it could work. And I think ultimately, with it all, we're going to on a trajectory to at least 600 before anything major on the downside. That's my thinking.
Yeah, I agree. The only thing is that if we continue like this to 5600, the drop probably could be a lot bigger, and probably we're gonna have a long-term top there.
Well, no, I don't think so. I think 10% off of 560 is only 56 points. That's 504.
It's just I mean, it's just from the chart, from the wedge. When you fall at the end of a wedge like that, the fall is really
You get a lot of momentum.
Yeah, not always. 10% might be enough. 10% is 56 points. That might be enough. And then it rallies to 600, 650, something like that. I see a bullish scenario until the bottom falls out. And I don't know when that's going to happen, but it could be the end of this year. That the sky begins to fall.
Very likely the end of the year, in my opinion, of course.
So the time,
Because of the election, the timing is that we are pretty much the same, but the targets are a little bit different. I
look,
don't know.
it
We'll see.
could be the end of this year, or early next year.
Mhm.
That's how I see the beginning of not the end, but the beginning of a big fall. 50% possibly, 40%.
Mhm.
So I'm with you on a big correction, but I differ maybe in where it starts. I don't think it starts till at least 600.
Yeah, and the thing also, I think it's losing game when you try to be biased like this and try to set the when the thing are going to turn, or sometimes you just look at the chart and trade the chart, and for now it's going up, and one has to respect that. So
You can't, in my opinion, you cannot be short. You can't be all in short at this stage right now. It'd be foolish. You get hurt.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I play it on the short term, so it's different.
For a matter of days, you could be short.
Yeah, absolutely. And whenever we see the setup, the good setup for long term, then it's going to be a different story.
You know, everybody and their brother is long Bitcoin right now. Do you want to take a look at BTC?
Yeah, of course. The BTC, I think, is just it's as I said last time, it's going to be difficult for it to break that pivot. If you remember, 72,700, right?
Yeah.
This one here, and you see twice now we come in there. 71,900, we get back 71,900 again, and we're falling back. I think probably we're gonna go back to the 200 moving average.
So what do you think? We're going to stay in this consolidation phase for months?
I think, yeah, you see this big wedge here. I mean, this big flag here, bull flag. I think probably we're gonna get down to. I don't know where it's moving.
Well, if it's going to follow Ethereum, then it's definitely going to be making a downturn.
I think we're going to break out of it to the upside. But I just don't know.
Ethereum is just a little bit ahead of the game here.
I'm hearing all kinds of bullish calls, which makes me a little bit leery. But still,
Yeah.
I'm more bullish than not on Bitcoin.
So far, I mean, look, Jerry, if you look, it's a little bit like a little double top. It's not completely. I mean, you could call it a double top when you look at those numbers: 71,950, and here you get 71,960. I mean, it's nothing, right? So we got the double top there, and think probably is gonna.
The same going on at the bottom, double bottom, triple bottom.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, definitely. That's why it's gonna stay in this range. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if you we have a top here, another top here. So it's likely probably has a little bit more room to the downside.
I tell you, a lot of people made money just playing it between 6,600 and 7,200 or whatever. 72,000.
Mhm.
I'm getting my orders of magnitude
because of all the other indexes that.
I'm getting my orders of magnitude confused with it. I'm not used to thinking of it in terms of thousands of dollars. 72,000, 73,000. People say it's going to $1 million.
Yeah.
Those people aren't respecting this channel that Professor Omar drew.
I don't know.
And that's what sells. That's why you have always to say something.
Marcus Miller for MicroStrategy, he keeps buying. He's issuing convertible debt to buy more.
Right. Yeah.
That's MSTR, right?
So is SMLR, the biotech company. Can you just throw that chart on SMLR?
SML.
I believe it's SMLR.
What they do?
They
Ah,
they're buying Bitcoin just like that, like Sailor did. They don't instead of sitting on cash, they're buying Bitcoin.
They don't have something better to do with their money.
So far, the stock went up 50% since they started doing it.
Right.
yeah.
They're getting out of the pharmaceutical business and into the Bitcoin business.
It's out of business.
Oh boy.
That's a nonsense business.
Speaking of pharmaceuticals, how about BCRX? Do you think it's a buy?
Ah, BCRX. Oh my goodness. It's been a long time.
Please.
Bird flu. They got
I get a lot of hate, comments on stock.
Professor Omar. They have the bird flu antidote.
Ah,
Yeah.
wow, it went all the way down. It's been a lot.
Paramavir.
Let me see.
It works better than Tamiflu. And if it starts going around, I mean, it's a terrible thing if it does, but this stock will go to about 20 immediately.
It's hitting the
Yeah.
it's hitting the bottom of it.
A lot of insider buying has been going on the last month or two.
Really.
So there's reasons to maybe take a stab with this one.
But absolutely, I wouldn't. I mean, if you go back, I don't know how long, to the origins of the universe. It just keeps doing the same thing, right? It goes up and then it goes down again, goes up and then goes down again, up and then we are right now at the down the turning point. Probably you're gonna get one more wave down, and then it's gonna go back again to 22, 20,
I
23.
don't want to see
You
it.
got there, my friend.
I really don't want to see it happen, but God forbid if
Oh, I mean,
bird flu starts spreading to humans. I'm telling you, this is $20 overnight.
Mm.
I don't want. I don't wish it to happen. Believe me, I'd rather not make money on the stock. But I don't control whether it's going to happen or not. So maybe buy a little just in case. This one together with APT. Remember our old friend APT?
oh yeah.
APT.
Mask play.
No, this is not. What is it? APT?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what the mask play. I forgot about
It's not the same. Alpha Pro. What is that?
Yeah. Alpha Pro.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Boy, everything old is new again. I don't want to reminisce back to 2020.
Well, all those same stocks like AEMD already doubled.
Nah, I don't think it's a good. You have to wait at least the establish itself above the 200 moving average. So,
Moderna is working on phase 3 bird flu vaccine.
Yeah.
Moderna,
mRNA.
mRNA, right?
mRNA.
Yeah, mRNA.
I think it already went up 50%.
Now look at that.
Oh, it's not bad, of course. Yeah.
Moderna are working on a bird flu vaccine.
So it's the new scare.
I mean, I'm thinking that it's not going to happen. It's not going to be a threat to humans. But if it is, the Moderna takes off like a rocket ship to 400, maybe 500. It's ridiculous. Everyone's going to be clamoring for that vaccine.
Yeah. And the thing is the speculation. I mean, now that after what happened with COVID, everybody's gonna rush to buy this kind of.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like it becomes second nature now.
And also, they have a combo COVID flu shot that's supposed to be better than either one of them separate.
We have a request for Iovance since we're on the pharmaceuticals.
Go ahead.
What is it?
IOVA from Alexis.
Sure.
This is the one.
Iovance, yeah.
Yeah.
We have anything to say about that one?
I don't know the fundamentals.
This is
Exactly.
what
That's
we used to look at a regular basis, Dr. J.
I think we used to, yeah. And I never owned any.
you know 734. You know what? I think I like when it comes down to 200 moving average and you have a pivot next to it. I always like this kind of patterns, to be frank.
Sure,
Um,
it looks like it found
it
support.
provides a lot of support here. So you see this thing here is a support plus the 200 moving average. Even though, I mean, it broke it, that's a little bit, that's the thing that's a little scary. But
You're
I
talking, you're talking about a Professor Omar confluence of,
yes, influence of support.
That
yeah.
only takes you up to about 10 points, though.
Say it again.
That only takes you up to about 10.
Yeah.
From 843 to about 10.
Meanwhile, Kamal is contemplating his next big shove in because he got out of Pan W. He's
Yes,
contemplating.
I was going to ask you right now, what a stock would you buy today?
Are you,
what
who
stock
are you asking? Are you asking me?
I'm asking all of you.
All of it? Are you? I'm insulted. You used to only want my pick.
So what stock would you buy today, Dr. J?
Me? I would buy TLT. I think the interest rates are going down.
Mm.
TLT?
Hmm.
How about you, Professor Omar?
I don't know because I'm looking at this chart. I would risk small position on this one with a stop below the pivot of this with a close. But I mean, it's a risk. Okay, I don't know the fundamentals. I don't know anything about it, but I would risk a little position about this one. This
All right,
chart.
Professor Omar likes IOVA. Spike, you're going to add to the list?
I just put in an order for some Soundhound again.
SOUN.
This is TLT, by the way.
All right, Kamal, what you should do is take those three stocks and cross them all off.
I like that.
Now you know what not to buy.
What not to buy? And what is it, Stephen? What did you say?
I just said SOUN since everybody's talking about AI again.
SOUN?
Yeah, the one that you showed before.
Yeah, the one before.
Yeah.
SOUN, it could be a double.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not bad at all.
I'm looking to get back into MicroStrategy. I think it has support at the 50.
Also, look at Mara. Professor Omar liked Mara last show.
Mara. Well, again, Mara goes with the Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And
Do you
Bitcoin
see-
right now, I think it's gonna go a little bit down.
You actually liked the chart last time a lot on Mara.
Professor
Yeah.
Omar, do you see, hold on. Before you
sorry.
move on, MicroStrategy, back to MicroStrategy.
Of
Do
course.
you see the 50 support, the 50-day moving average support?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It almost touched it today. It was 1425. I had an order, but it didn't go there. It went to 1441. But
Yeah.
I think it might happen tomorrow.
All right, I have it. MicroStrategy is the Kamal swing trade of the day.
Yeah.
And I think we wrap up the show now. We covered just about everything. I think we mentioned AVGO, but we didn't chart it. You want to just take a quick peek?
It's. I'm afraid it's an exhaustion gap. You have to wait a little bit probably before you jump in.
They're doing a 10-for-1 split.
Mm.
They're mimicking NVIDIA. This is another AI play. And that's it for today. Thank you very much for coming, everybody. And Alexis and JD, thanks for showing up. And Abdel, thanks for coming. And everyone, have a great day and successful trading day tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Ciao.